Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below. Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 53% discount, call 080 912 44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job without performance? You desire a change for the better in your career. Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professional from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import-export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To order, call 080 912 44449.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shores of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Creating Impex Trade Academy in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of imports done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetwitter.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right, good evening everyone for joining today as we move on to discussing Plateau State. If you're ready to get the book Built to Go Global, the book basically educates everyone looking to go into export business on understanding the challenges and how to overcome the challenges that make many businesses not to be able to build a successful and sustainable export business. You can also get access to this video and the previous edition of this program by visiting our YouTube channel, Voice of African Trade. Voice of African Trade. Remember to like the video, share, drop your comment, and remember to click on the notification bell so you know when we are uploading other videos. You can also visit our Telegram channel. Telegram channel allows you to get access to this, the link to this program every week is African Export Business Platform. If you search for African Export Business Platform online, you are going to see, if you search for African Export Business online, you're going to see the link to this program every week, and you can click on the link, and of course, from there, you can have access to all the editions of this program, getting the link every day just before, every week rather, just before the program starts. Getting the week every week just before the program starts. So we have been to Abia, then Adamawa, we've been to Akwa Ibom, we've been to Anambra State, we've been to Bauchi State, we've been to Bayelsa, we've been to Benue, we've been to Borno State, we've been to Cross River, we've been to Delta, we've been to Ebonyi State, we've been to Edo State, we've been to Ekiti State, we've been to Enugu State, we've been to Gombe, we're in Imo, Jigawa, and Kaduna, we've been to Kano, and of course, we've been to Katsina, we've been to Kebbi, and basically showing how each of these states have what it takes to be independent of federal government by focusing on one or two commodities for export. We've been to Kano, Katsina, and Kebbi. We've been to Kogi, Kwara, Lagos. We've been to Nasarawa, Niger, Ogun State. We've been to Ondo State. We've been to Osun State. Last week, we were in Oyo State last week. We were in Oyo State last week. And next week we'll be in Rivers, Upper Week, Sokoto. And we round up this year with Taraba. And in the new year, we'll do Yobe and Zamfara State. In new year, we'll do Yobe and Zamfara State. So every week we look at the preamble, which basically looking at the reason why this state should consider export. And then we move on to peculiarities of this state. Then we move on to profile the debt and income of the state. Then potential opportunity within the state for export. The purchasers of the product that the state produce and the volume they will buy. Then the profit. Then the profit. And of course, our proposals to the state. So we're up to the Plateau. We are today going to the Plateau, or we are going to be talking on the Plateau. We are going to be talking on the Plateau. Okay. Plateau State can avoid overdependence on federal allocation by considering export. Through export, the state can boost the GDP. Through export, the state can create opportunity for SME to grow. Through export, the state can decrease dependence on domestic market. Through export, the state can earn export proceed and grow revenue of the state. Through export, it can make farming and rural life become more lucrative. Through export, the state can gain global market share and recognition. Through export, the state can be home of creativity and innovation. Through export, the state can become industrialized. Export can help the state to create jobs. Export can help the state to know the value of what it has as competitive advantage. It can help the state to lead for other states to follow through export. All these can be made possible in this state. Through export, the state can be independent of federal government. Through export, the state businesses can enjoy numerous incentives. Through export, opportunity to maximize India abroad is possible. Through export, poverty can be eradicated or at least minimized. Through export, the state can quit the league of state depending on wasting assets like oil. You know, recently, there was a rejoicing of oil being discovered in the north, and it's amazing. When the world is moving away from oil, we are rejoicing getting oil. It's amazing the way we think and the fact that we are not understanding the fact that we shouldn't allow the future to catch us before we diversify from oil. It's already affecting us anyway. Reviving the economy of the state. The state, export can also help to slow down rural urban migration. It can help the state exporters to enjoy tax opportunity and utilize the idle capacity of the company in the state. It can make the state to become viable. Some states in Nigeria are said not to be viable. When you see the income of this state, you can begin to see, is the state viable? When you see the income of the state, you need to confirm, is this state viable? Wealth creation for the citizen of the state. Can the state to say a product he found, potential of the product he has, for improvement of competition, and of course, zero in of its area of strength. What do you see in Plateau today? I see a lot of opportunity in Plateau. I've done some export projects from Plateau, solid minerals in particular, for some years actually. The state probably should become the home of solid minerals because so much business is going on in the state, including agric and solid minerals. What do you see in this state? Do you see unemployment? And I'm not discounting that. In fact, in the course of this conversation, you are going to see the level of unemployment in this state. So I'm not disputing the fact that there's unemployment. How about frustration? Of course, there is frustration in the state and there is poverty in the state. But let's look at the opportunities in farming, opportunities in mining, and of course, opportunity in the population of Plateau State. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll begin to discuss the profile.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn in dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Impex to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 50% discount, call 080-912-44449.
All right. A peculiarity of this state. Plateau State was created from Benue, then Benue Plateau State on February 1976 by Murtala Mohammed, and the capital is Jos. Jos is the original name of Gwash, which was wrongly pronounced as Jos by the Hausa, who settled on the site and turned it into a trading center. It was Gwash, but today we call it Jos. Just the way Badagry also named Iman. Badagry was not the name before. It was wrong pronunciation that made it to become Badagry. In 1996, Plateau State further divided to create Nasarawa out of it, which was carved out from the western half of the Plateau State by late General Sani Abacha. It's adjacent to Bauchi to the northeast and to the northeast, Kaduna to the northwest, Nasarawa to the southwest, Taraba to the southeast. The state is named after Pio Square Jos Plateau, a mountainous area in the north of the state with captivating rock formation. The state is nicknamed Home of Peace and Tourism. Home of Peace and Tourism. But that has been changed by the ravaging killing and herdsmen issues in the state. When you are in Plateau, they said they are on the plateau. They don't use in the plateau, on the plateau. Plateau State get its name from Plateau, like I said, the captivating rock formation in the state. Altitude range from about 1,200 to 4,000 feet. So peak at 1,829 meters above sea level. Plateau State has led to a reduced incidence of some tropical diseases such as malaria. The Jos Plateau make it the source of many rivers in northern Nigeria, including Kaduna, Gongola, Hadeja, and Yobe River. This state is always very cold around this time. The white men enjoy the environment. It's very close to what they have in their country when they were here. And you also see some fruits in Plateau State that you tend to find in the west. Located in North Central, Plateau State occupies 30,913 square kilometers. Plateau State share boundary with Kaduna State in the north. Plateau State is divided into chiefdom and emirate, each encompassing ethnic group who share common affinities. Leaders of the chiefdom are elected by the people from among the several contestants who may not be related to any of the past chiefdoms. While succession to the position of an emir is hereditary. Plateau State has over 40 ethnic groups, but no single group is large enough to claim majority. Some of the indigenous tribes in the state include Afizere, Amo, Anaguta, Angas, Aten, Berom, Bogom, Buji, Chala, Chi, Fair, Gashi, Gome, Irigwe, Jarawa, Jakun, Guagala, Kwala, Merang, Miango, Miship, Montol, Mushere, Mupu. I hope I'm not mutilating some of these names for the just people that will be here. Each ethnic group has its own distinct language, but as with the rest of the country, English is the official language on the plateau. And Hausa has gained acceptability as a medium of communication. So if you're not speaking English, you should be speaking Hausa if you are on the plateau. Opportunity exists in agriculture, manufacturing, healthcare, tourism, and in mining. Total land area is about 27,000 square kilometers. It has 17 local government. Population is about 4.4 million. Vegetation is tropical savanna. Major crop, maize, guinea corn, cassava, yam, grain, cowpea, rice, fonio, acha. Monumental crops, mango, strawberry, flower, vegetable, tomato, onion, cabbage, carrot, and cucumber. Solid minerals, tin, columbite, lead. Yes, I've done tin and columbite in there before. I've done lead and zinc, lead, coal, clay, kaolin, marble, gemstone, barite, and zinc. These states have some competitive advantage, and that includes vast land and favorable soil conditions, abundant river and rainfall for hydropower generation and irrigation, plentiful deposit of tin, columbite, high value ore like lead ore, very natural landscape rich in unique outdoor features like waterfall and rock formation, close proximity to multiple large markets and international airports in Abuja, young and growing labor force. There is event opportunities in potato, tourism, in granite, in kaolin, in tea, in fruits, in maize, in fonio, in tantalite, and in gemstone. This state has a lot of young people, with people beyond 65 being less than 200,000 people. Working age population in this state is about 2.7 million people, about 2.7 million people. Those not in labor force is 1.4. Those in labor force is about 1.3. Those gainfully employed is about 607. The rest are not gainfully employed because they spend less than 40 hours a day. Level of unemployment in this state is high. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we come to discuss the debt and income of Plateau State.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you chosen taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making a product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 53% discount, call 080-912-44449.
All right. Profile.
Are you
Profile. What is the profile? What is the profile of income and loans taken by this state? Profile of income and loans taken by this state. This state, as of 2020, is owing 150 billion naira. 150 billion naira. $150 billion naira. And this includes both foreign and local debt profile. The federal allocation is about 54 as of 2020. And the IGR is about 19 billion. So what this basically means is that this state cannot, you will see the detail very soon, sustain itself with a high level of debt. This state IGR is about 26% of the total earning, federal allocation, 73%. But when you look at the level of operating expense is 71%. So this state, with its 19.12 billion, cannot sustain the debt, the operating expense of 50.16 billion. Like many other states in Nigeria, this is a recurrent decimal, unfortunately. And the essence of this conversation is because the election time is coming, and the governors are going to come and make promises. And when it's time to perform, then the story will start about the fact that they don't have money to carry out what they promised they would do, what they promised themselves that they will do. And the story look logical. They don't have money, so they can't perform. But because we are dependent on federal allocation, it's making our governors not to see themselves as leader who is supposed to solve the problem of revenue. When we think of revenue, we think of expanding the tax net. These are states that have fewer private sector factories that can pay tax. They have to depend on the pay of the government people and few companies. And these companies are not expanding because of the challenge in the country. So the state is better off generating income directly from export. Do you know, I'm sure you know rather, that even the money being shared in Abuja, a good chunk of it has always been from oil sector, among other income that the federal government gets. According to budget report of Nigerian state, the state known as home of peace and tourism was somewhat physically peaceful, as it was able to sustain a climb of the budget fiscal performance index from its 34th position in 2020 to 18th position in 2021. The state has been able to achieve this by significant reduction in its current recurrent expenditure from 69. Can you imagine? Even the 50 was a reduction. 69 to 50. Why there was an increase in capital expenditure from 19 to 20. These are year-on-year increase. Also for IGR increase from 16 to 19. Taking a closer look at the nature of change in capital expenditure, it was observed that the capital expenditure only grew by 2.8%. In comparing its spend on capital expenditure to its spend on the current, the latter far exceeds the former with a total of 20 billion. However, Plateau was number 11, the 11th lowest spender on capital expenditure compared to its fellow subnational unit, with Lagos as the highest spender on capital expenditure when capital expenditure is dimensioned into per capita. It was 4,227 per capita, a figure that is half of the national average. In terms of sector prioritization, the state spent 13.7 on economic sector, representing 68% of the total allocation towards capital expenditure. In terms of revenue performance, observations show that Plateau State is quite dependent on allocation from the federal account. Like I said earlier, 73% of its revenue. This means the remaining 26% is from IGR. As is apparent, this is on safe fiscal position, meaning that the state must, alongside its debt overhang, consider innovative way of increasing revenue, and we are proposing to Plateau State consider export. In terms of state debt, Plateau State is 14th most indebted state at 150 billion. 14th most indebted state at 150 billion. In 2019-2020 fiscal year, it grew by 4.3%, moving from 144 to 150. In terms of external debt, Plateau is the 13th most indebted with a debt liability of 32.9 million. You know, states that are owing in foreign exchange, you know, imagine you have a debt, you are paying it, you are servicing it, but the value keeps increasing because of exchange rate differentials or growing exchange rate. So we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll now look at what are the potential opportunities available in this state. And of course, we also look beyond that to discuss how to maximize this.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you chosen taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global. A scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order a 53% discount, call 080-912-44449.
All right. Potential. What are the potential of this state? Although There are wooded valleys in southeast of this state. The vegetation is mainly open grassland. Although the state is very known for mining production, agriculture is the major occupation of the people. And this includes millet, yams, sorghum, potato, cowpeas, rice, fruits, vegetables. Fulani herdsmen graze their cattle on the Sese-free Plateau and supply milk to dairy at Vom. Among the major exports of the state are hide and skin. Plateau State is the most important mining area in Nigeria. That's why I said it should have called itself state of mining or state of mineral, but Nadarawa took that away from them. A lot of mining takes place in that state, and is a major exporter of tin and columbine. Tin is melted just outside of Jos, and the state capital, and of course the largest town. Metal is shipped by rail to Port Harcourt for export. Other minerals, notably tantalite, kaolin, tungsten, zircon, and thorium, were also exploited in Plateau. These were during the colonial era. Lead, zinc, and silver are mined on a small scale in the eastern part of the state. I've been to one of these places, Zurak, for example. Zurak, the first time I visited Zurak, it was about, I think about 3 to 4 hours from Plateau, from where I was in Jos. But you know what I observed? After traveling 4 hours away from Jos, probably up to 5 hours actually, into the bush. Guess who we found in the bush? Where you and I cannot live. This was in 2010, 2011. The people who found in the bush are Chinese, mining Nigeria away. Literally mining Nigeria away. You know what's interesting about this is they were found where you and I cannot live. 10 of them can live in a room. They are that tolerant of themselves. But they were mining Nigeria away inside the bush. There was this popular politician then in, I think he was from Gombe or Bauchi, called Dan China. For those that are in that space, you will know Dan China. Dan China was one that he brought in those Chinese people into Nigeria. And they were just mining Nigeria away. Major crops: maize, guinea corn, cassava, yam, grain, cowpea, rice, fonio acha, monumental crop, mango, strawberry, flowers, vegetable, tomato, onion, cabbage, carrot, solid mineral, tin, columbine, lead, coal, clay, kaolin, marble, gemstone, barite, and zinc. Who are the purchasers of these products? Let's take them one by one. Corn, for example. Whenever you look at the market size of corn in the world and know that many states in Nigeria can produce corn and we are nowhere to be found in corn production, it just, sometimes it looks like you can't just explain some of the issue we have. Look at the market size of corn. Do you know that market size of corn is bigger than the market of cocoa? Cocoa was among the products we were exporting before, and we are stuck with it. It's okay. But can we also look at other things? Corn, for example. Cocoa export value in the world is less than 10 billion. Corn is $36 billion. Corn. From Asia to Europe to North America to even Africa. Look at Africa now. 3.7 billion in Africa. Even though, because we don't produce enough, custom does not allow corn export. You have to add value to it, which is good, because we don't produce enough for our factory. Even from Egypt to South Africa to Tunisia to Morocco, you can see that we import corn, 3.73 billion, cassava products, 2.11 billion. From China to Thailand, to Netherlands, to France, to UK, to US, to Canada, Rwanda. Rwanda is the largest importer in Africa for cassava. Onions. Look at what people are making from onion. Onion market is similar to cashew. It's more than ginger. It's more than gum arabic. It's more than hibiscus. Onion, the market size in the world. For one strange reasons, some of these products with huge market potential, we are not taking them as a major focus for our export as a nation. Indonesia, Vietnam, Japan, Saudi, Bangladesh, UAE, Germany, France, Russia, Italy, United Kingdom, Netherlands, Poland, Italy, Brazil, Senegal, United States, Canada. These are the purchasers of onion. $7.18 billion. Even in Africa, from Senegal to Guinea to Mauritania to Cote d'Ivoire to Ghana to Mali, Morocco, South Africa, Mauritius, Tunisia, Egypt, Sierra Leone, Libya, Sudan, $308 million. Germany, United Kingdom, Russia, United States, major importer of cucumber. Even in Africa, Botswana, Mauritania, Lesotho, South Africa, Namibia, Eswatini. Then carrot, 1.42 billion. From Belgium to Vietnam to Canada to United States to Japan to Russia to France. Even in Africa, $25 million, Senegal, Mauritania, Cote d'Ivoire, Mozambique, Uganda, Eswatini, Ghana, Angola, Seychelles. Cut flowers. Cut flower will involve hibiscus flower and other flowers, the wet one sent from East Africa to Europe every day by air. Germany, Russia, France, Netherlands, United Kingdom. Can you imagine the market size for cut flower? And a good chunk of this is coming from Africa. United States, Japan. Do you know that these people actually export cut flower also from Nigeria by air? And they are sourcing it from Plateau State. But we're not doing enough because it's not, when a country take a product as a national project and then support with all the infrastructure needed to get it done, they can fly from just Lagos, and from Lagos, fly from Lagos down to the destination. Okay, $22 million, South Africa, Mauritius, Nigeria, even we bring in Namibia, Morocco, Egypt, Cote d'Ivoire, and the like. So we'll go on a short break. When we come back, we'll be discussing what is my proposal to this state.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you thought of taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 53% discount, call 080-912-44449.
All right. Here is my proposal to the state. If you look at the value chain of most agri commodities, You see production, harvesting and transport, primary processing and storage, secondary processing and packaging, marketing and sales, logistics, export and distribution. If SMEs, even if they are different SMEs, are the one running this chain, you have inefficient value chain operator, low processing capacity and output, few job creation, low quality and packaging, high cost of production, non-competitive product in the export market. But, so let's say, for example, the state want to focus on one of the products that it produces to add value to it. Maybe corn, to add value to it. When you look at the different products they produce, let's just check one of them. For example, let's say we want to do the mango or tomato to add value, to process into finished product. Look at what happened. Why can't I take my product to a factory where I can supply raw material and I can process to finished product? And then I, as SME2, who bought it from SME1, can go and market it. I need to think less of all the challenge of processing and packaging of NAFDAC and certification and the like, because now we have a central processing location where I can bring my raw materials and it can be processed. So I worry more on the market development and less on production. This is what is happening in a number of countries, and how government is supporting SMEs. This creates efficient value chain operator, high processing capacity and output, good quality and packaging, low cost of production and competitive products in the export market, increased job creation, decreased inequality, and of course, when there is job creation, you can be sure that in Nigeria will reduce, decrease insecurity. Decrease insecurity. Decrease insecurity. In order for exporter in this state to enter into the export market in Africa, Europe, or Asia, or America rather, in a secure and sustainable way, the state can do the following: partner with representative at destination to market and secure contract, set up warehouse for pickup by wholesaler and retailer at destination, set up entity, agent and distributor at destination, partner with independent agent or distributor at destination, organize and sponsor their manufacturers for exhibition in the export market. How can the state profit directly? How can the state generate income directly? Here is my opinion. Let's look at sesame seed. This is one of the products produced in this state. This can be done for any product. If you look at the land mass of this state, if you take 30% to farm sesame seed, that's 356,000 hectares. At a yield per hectare of 1.5 metric tons, we can generate 534. That's more than what the whole Nigeria is producing. And this is the arable land in the state, the arable land, not the whole land. At $1,300, we can sell at $694 million. If we remove the cost of farming, the profit of the farmers, if we remove the cost of export, and you exchange at 415, the state still has 149 billion plus the IGR 168 billion. What is the budget of Plateau State this year? 106 billion naira. How much can this state make from exporting agri? And do you know the interesting thing is that this product is just about 3 months and it's good to go. As in 3 months gestation. So it doesn't take long. It's not even a tree crop. And this state is capable of producing and is not focusing on it. This is my proposal to this state. The state can partner with a private sector who is in the business and agree a sharing formula. The state fund them, the private sector participator rather, form the farmer into cooperative, give them a purchase order backed by a guarantee to buy whatever they produce, train them, give them input and give them necessary support, provide collection center for harvest, for the harvest, clean and process this product for export, source for buyers and do the right documentation, present document to the buyer for payment, buyer paid, farmer are paid, and we can still have enough for the state to use for development. I'm basically saying that, can we begin to ask Nigerian state government to do something about generating revenue directly themselves by exporting? And by the way, if they export, they will get 65 naira for every dollar they bring in from CBN. It's called the RT200 FX. The impact of the suggested model for state government goes beyond generation of revenue via export. It has humongous impact on employment generation and increased economic activity in the state. This, in my opinion, is a more effective, efficient, and enduring model for diversifying the economy of any state in Nigeria. This model can be replicated by federal government at the federal level, especially for the exportation of solid minerals. We'll go on a short break. When we come back, we round up for today.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you chosen taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Pivot to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order at 33% discount, call 080-912-44449.
So next week, we're going to be looking at rivers. That's weakest domain. Rivers. And upper week, Sokoto. End of this month, Taraba. And Yobe and Zamfara State in the new year. And of course, new topic will be coming up by middle of next year. By middle of January, we'll be starting a new series. And we'll do a review of this, just summarizing all that we have discussed in this series, and how states in Nigeria can really make money by just considering exporting themselves. If you are here to get the book Built to Go Global, you can do well to get a copy for yourself. It provides information on how to do export business in a successful and sustainable manner. This video is available on our YouTube channel, Voice of African Trade. Like, share, comment, and remember to click on the notification bell and subscribe to the channel. You can get the link to this program by searching for African Business Platform on Telegram and joining that channel.
Are you a retiree? Are you an employee looking forward to retirement? Are you an agro-processor, a farmer, and a manufacturer of different items in Nigeria? Do you desire to earn foreign exchange in euro, dollars, and pounds? Are you interested in expanding your market beyond the shore of Nigeria? Are you looking for how to start doing export business? Do you have an order and looking for how to go about exporting your product abroad? Then I have great news for you. Creating Impex Trade Academy in conjunction with American Institute of Extended Studies brings to you from export novice to export legend. This is an export mentoring program that helps you step by step until you achieve your goal of doing a successful and sustainable export business. New enrollment is currently ongoing. The program costs $1,250 and there are flexible payment plans to fit your budget. Enroll today.
Are you a professional or a businessman? Do you desire to earn dollars, euros, or pounds? Have you chosen taking your business to the world? Does it look like a daunting task? You desire to know what you need to do to get ready to go global? Do you know that there is a science behind making your product or service to go global in a successful and sustainable manner? To learn more about it, get a copy of the book titled Built to Go Global, a scientifically proven, tested, and trusted template for building a successful and sustainable export business. To pre-order a 33% discount, call 080-912-44449. Are you an account officer, relationship manager, or marketer in a bank? Are you struggling to meet your income and deposit targets? Are you on the verge of losing your job without performance? You desire a change for the better in your career? Then register for the Certified Global Trade Management Professional from the American Institute of Extended Studies to acquire skills needed to solve import export trade customers' problems and consequently attract the deposit and income of the transaction to your bank. Registration is currently ongoing. Call this number to register today. Are you thinking about to maximize export opportunities in Africa under the AfCFTA? Are you looking for where to get a detailed export market information for almost all African countries? Are you looking for the item of import in different African countries and the value of import done by different countries? Then visit the African Trade Intelligence Platform via the globaltradetutor.com. You can have access to all this information every month for just $20 only. For more information, call this number or send an email to the email address below.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone. See you next week. Have a wonderful weekend and bye-bye.